What if I told you that 4 people walked onto a Moscow subway train in 1993, and only their belongings made it to the next station? The subway disappearance, January 1993, Moscow. Deep beneath the frozen streets of Russia's capital, something impossible happened that would haunt investigators for decades. The last train of the night pulled into Sokolnicheskaya station at exactly midnight. In the fluorescent-lit depths of Moscow's sprawling underground system, a businessman in a dark coat stepped aboard car number 4. Multiple witnesses saw him enter, briefcase in hand, taking a seat by the window. The train departed on schedule, beginning its final journey through the tunnels beneath the sleeping city. 4 minutes later, when the train arrived at the next station, the man had vanished. Not just missing, completely gone. His briefcase sat exactly where he'd placed it, still warm from his touch. But the passenger had disappeared without explanation. The train operator searched every car twice, impossible. There were no stops between stations, no emergency exits, no conceivable way for anyone to leave a moving subway train hundreds of feet underground. The security footage revealed something that defied all logic. CCTV cameras clearly captured the businessman walking into car number 4, settling into his seat, checking his watch. But in the next frame, the seat was empty. The man had simply ceased to exist. Authorities quickly blamed a tape malfunction, but the security operator who watched it happen knew what he'd seen. A human figure dissolving into nothingness like he'd never been there at all. Before the investigation could gain momentum, 3 more passengers vanished that same week. Each followed the identical pattern. Witnessed boarding the midnight train, personal items left behind, but no trace of the people themselves. The disappearances sent shockwaves through Moscow's transit system. Urban legends spread like wildfire among tunnel workers and late-night commuters. They whispered about phantom doors that would slide open during the midnight runs, not to reveal platforms, but absolute darkness that seemed to call passengers toward it. Some survivors from later incidents described feeling an irresistible urge to walk toward these non-existent openings. Most fought the compulsion and lived to tell about it. Those who didn't were never seen again. The few who resisted described doors opening to nowhere, revealing not the familiar tile walls of subway stations, but an endless void that seemed to breathe. Would you take that last train ride? The investigation was abruptly terminated after just 2 weeks. All records were classified, media coverage was suppressed, and officials dismissed the incidents as elaborate hoaxes. Within a month, the entire Sokolnicheskaya line was permanently closed. The official explanation cited structural damage and budget constraints, but transit workers knew the real reason. Today, 30 years later, those abandoned platforms remain sealed behind concrete barriers. But urban explorers who venture into the forbidden tunnels report hearing something that shouldn't exist. The distant rumble of a train that continues to run its midnight route, carrying passengers to destinations that appear on no earthly map.